Yo, what's up, guys? Sorry, I'm on a little bit late. Yeah, I'm on a little bit late. Sorry, guys. Sorry. Okay, hope everyone's doing really well. Why is the camera so dark? Weird. That's kind of dark, huh? Give me a sec, guys. There we go. That's a little bit better. Okay, welcome. No, that's not good. The sun. Okay, that's better, guys. So welcome everybody. Let's get started. Happy New Year's, everybody. It's now January the 5th. We're gonna keep it pretty on point today. I'll give it like a minute or two for people to log online. So I hope you guys have had a really good New Year's. I got a lot to talk about today. I know you guys are probably having a lot of questions. Coco, I don't give a shit if my microphone is fucking echoing. I'm not gonna soundproof my room. I have really good equipment, just my room happens to be really fucking big. So I can't help it that it echoes. I'm not gonna video edit my videos ever. I'm never gonna soundproof my room. I'm never gonna focus on quality. I don't give a shit about quality. I keep it raw, motherfucker. Brokeback Mountain kind of style, you know? Jake Gyllenhaal, Heath Ledger, fucking raw, like that kind of shit. That's what I'm gonna do. So let's start right now, guys. So welcome everybody. Today's date is January the 5th, I think, and we're gonna talk about the market and how it's trending. You guys probably have a lot of questions about, like, is the bull market in? Is alt season gonna be here? Is it time to dollar cost average alts? Is it time to do a lot of things, right? So welcome everybody to my channel. For those that don't know me, my name is Philakone. I've been in the crypto space now for almost 10 years. On February the 23rd, I'm up 10 years coming up. So I've seen everything, man. I've seen 3 bull markets. I've seen 2 major bear markets. I've survived and thrived in each one of them. And I'm nearing close to about 8 figures finally after about 9-10 years in the crypto bull market. And the funny thing is, most of that wealth was actually accumulated like very recently and in the past, like near the tail end of the last end of the bull market, which is funny. You kind of start off really slow and then it just skyrockets once you accumulate enough experience. Just as an example, this was after Trump got elected right here. After Trump got elected, this was my 1 month stats of day trading. So I took in $466,000 from just literally day trading alone. And then of course the portfolio went up by like $3 million plus. But if you take in the profits from a portfolio and then you add in day trading profits as well, it can be incredibly substantial, especially if you are a pretty good day trader. So this is just 30 days in day trading, and I call everything in my elite group. I think everybody that's been in it early, they know that I call everything. And even while on vacation, so I pretty much didn't even use a computer. I was just trading like literally from a cell phone. When I was on vacation in the UK with my lady for about 2 weeks, I still ended up clearing in my futures account $33,000 in 2 weeks. So 32K. And then in the last 7 days in my spot, I cleared in 24K. So that's literally $55,000 in 2 weeks of just kind of trading very casually. You know, and it's not because, people always say things like, oh, it's because you have more capital, bro. If I had that kind of capital, I'd be able to do that too. Well, motherfucker, why don't you earn that capital so you can say you can trade that big? You know what I mean? Yeah, sure, I trade like 200, 400, 500K, but to get to that level, you have to earn that status first. You have to earn the experience and the skills, because I truly believe that if you want to trade larger sizes, it's going to be proportional to your experience and the skill level that you're at. So don't feel discouraged if you're not there yet in terms of size. And also know that as you trade more size, you'll get more skills, you'll get more experience, and you'll get to that level that you want to be at as well. So don't be discouraged, guys. Everyone's going to get there. And I believe that the bull market is pretty much just kicking off right now. And there's going to be a lot of opportunity for you to even buy further and to especially buy more. So hold on, I'm having some trouble right now with some things. Is Twitter down? No, Twitter's not down. Okay, so guys, there's a lot of stragglers that are coming in. that are still asking to get into my elite tier group. And I swear, man, I'm not going to let anybody in after today. Like, this is the very final chance for you guys to get in, because a lot of people are asking still, where you can get in for 6 months into my elite tier group where I call every single signal of mine. You also get access to my course. It's 60% off. I'll link it in the description below. But after today, fuck it, man. I don't need more people in my group. I want to keep it exclusive. So if you're one of the people that are wanting to get in very last minute, this is your chance. And I promise you that I'm not going to open up the group again for a very long time. So let's jump right into how the market is trending, okay? So first of all, Bitcoin is a little bit bearish to me right now, shorter term, okay? So let's recap what has happened with Bitcoin, so you guys have a really clear understanding of why we're like kind of finding rejection right now. So Bitcoin trended like this for about 30 days. I'm going to give you guys such a good recap. Like, you guys are going to be like, what? This is a good recap. So this is pretty much how Bitcoin trended. Okay, it just like this. On about the 4-hour chart, it made a very beautiful channel, right? And then eventually, this is the part where everyone was bullish. They're like, it's fucking bullish still, guys. We're gonna go up. And then that was the day I started to live stream. I got into a $3 million short position live as people were still bullish. And I made something like $64,000 in like 30 minutes shorting live. So that was a really good day. So what happened was we broke to the downside. You guys would agree with me, right? 100% you'd agree with me. Now, when it comes to a resistance, it's never gonna be like one clear number. Everyone thinks that a resistance is like a number, right? But it's not usually just a number. It's like a range, because you have to account for the bull trap and the bear trap regions and the wicks, right? So the best way to look at this type of resistance is going to be the range. So do you guys see where it broke out? It broke out right there. It retested coming back in. It even tried to retest getting back to a high again, but failed. So because of these three factors, this range ends up being a fairly significant type of resistance. And also, if you're noticing over here, right, this is kind of like a range as well that this is making, right? A range there, and the median is kind of like right there. So we're like in this range where it's just uncomfortable right now. Okay, so we broke right here. So all of this right here is really gonna act as a resistance. Okay, a major resistance for now. I think that if Bitcoin reclaims above $100,000, it'll be very easy for us to like start making progress towards a new all-time high. But for now, it's like it's not going to be a good next few days, that I can assume, from the way that this doji candle just ended up forming, kind of exactly in this resistance range too. So I don't think that this is like a consolidation that's happening short term. Like, I mean, short term, like, I don't think it's a consolidation where it's going to get tighter and tighter. I think it's actually more of a correction, right? A correction is something that's a super trend indicator, Abel. That's a custom indicator that's not downloadable or available anywhere public. So it's something only my Discord elite tier group uses. So I think that in the next few days, we're probably going to see kind of a correction. And then eventually, I think throughout later in the year, or this month rather, we're eventually going to break $100,000. So right now, it's kind of a confusing period for Bitcoin. So let me just go back and talk about some of the things that have happened with Bitcoin, so you guys really understand, okay? And this is incredibly critical to understand how the halving cycles work, right? And we have to, like, even though the Bitcoin halving occurred in April, so, and then, like, I've always talked about how on the 240th day after the halving, there was a major drop, right? You guys are going to see this. Here's the 240th day in the one cycle. 240, and then we ended up dropping a substantial amount. So here we ended up dropping from 4.75 ROI to 3.53. So there's a significant drop in one cycle, and then in the red cycle on the 240th day, we ended up dropping again. So if you notice here, the drop happens from day 240-ish to about day 260-ish, about 20 days. And then the same thing happened 240th day, and the bottom was 258th day. So you can round it up to about 20 days. So our drop happened on day 241. And right now we're on day 260. So we're kind of like at the cusp right now of that same trend that showed us that we ended up dropping for 20 days, 240 days exactly after the Bitcoin halving period. And if you take a look here, like this looks like it's about to follow the same trajectory as the other years. So you can see very clearly here that the cycle is about the same. Like literally on day 260, the market starts to rally incredibly hard. Okay, it like really, really hard. Okay, and then what happens is there's like a sharp drop. Okay, so if you notice here, there's a substantially sharp drop that ends up occurring, right? So in for example, I'm just trying to look for it here. Right here. Okay, so if you notice that after the 260th day, there's a substantial rally first of all. Okay, there's a huge fucking rally, and it goes for a very long time. It goes from like basically 260th day till roughly the same time till about 338 days. So if you do that math there, we'll just say about 340. So you're talking about 340 days minus 260. So from, I think that like tomorrow and on or today, we're gonna have about 80 days of a glorious rally, of an accumulation. That's what I think is gonna happen. But if you're gonna notice this, okay, this is scary here. So after we reach the 360th day, right, you're gonna see here, right, around there 360 or this one here. Oh, sorry, I'm gonna zoom out a little bit more. Actually it was 340, sorry, my bad. 340th day. So what you see here is right here, this is 340th day. You see a substantial drop from ROI, like in the orange, from 7.38 drops down to 4.05, the ROI. So that's like a 35% drop or so. And then you see the same thing happen in 2017 from the ROI of 4.56 down to 2.93. So that's a major drop again, right? So what I'm getting to is that it's correlated both in 2017 and in 2021. So if you actually go back to what happened in 2017 after the halving, I'll show you guys. Okay, so when was the halving in 20? Let's take a look here. So the halving was 2016, July 9th. Okay, that was the halving. So let's go to July right here, July 9th, whatever the fuck it was, July the 9th, around here. So if you notice that 300 something days after, right, 340 days or so, this is what happens, right? Let's keep going. So right here, boom. Okay, so right here, this is actually the 340th day, right here. Okay, that's what happens. And then we basically, then this is like pretty much July. And then July till like, you know, like till like August or so, there's just a fucking awkward period of consolidation. So that's what happens always on the 340th day. There's like a drop and then there's uncertainty. And then like, we're talking about a big drop, like we're talking 40%. And then if you take a look at the most recent bull market year, it does the same thing, guys, like literally the exact same thing. Okay, so you take a look at the ROI after halving, and you see that the date is what? The date was May 13th, right? So if you go to 2020, May 13, that's like right here. Like you're gonna find some crazy coincidences. So let's take 340 days later, right? So 340 days later is about right around here. So this is 338 days. Right here is 338 days, exactly. So then the same shit happened. A massive drop ended up occurring, right? A massive drop. This one here was about 56%. So is it a coincidence that like 2017 and 2021, they both dropped on the 240th day? They both found support on the 260th day, and then they also found a major dip on the 340th day. Like, it's not a fucking coincidence that 2 random years did the exact same shit. Like, it's not a coincidence, I'm telling you. So because of that, and nobody's talking about this except for me. Maybe nobody figured it out yet, right? And then look what happens, right? And we get a major drop again. And then the same period around July, the market picks up again. See this? This is like July 20th. The market picks up again. And then the same thing happened over here, right? The same shit happened right here as well. This is also July. This is July the 16th, where the market recovered in the summer. July the 16th, right? This is the 340th day. And the same thing happened over here, where this here is July the 20th. Like, what the fuck? There's no way that the market both drops on the 340th day and then it finds support like pretty much within 1 week of each other. That's ridiculous. You know, so because of this, I'm using this data to formulate my strategy for buying. So because of that, I have no fucking choice, guys, but to dollar cost average, you know? And there's this argument as well that people are scared of, right? They're scared that they're like, oh, in 2017, there were these major drops that occurred. And yes, this one was fucking scary. Like in March here, you know, there was like a 33% drop. In the first week of January, there was a 35% drop. So in 2017. But I think that this drop right here, this 30% drop that occurred, okay, it happened already. Okay, like if you take a look at the halving, right? That was July what? I can argue this very easily. It was May the 19th, I believe, something like that. Whatever. And then here you see that. No, it was 1 week earlier. There you go. So and then here you see the drop happening. Look at the date. Hold on, am I right about the date? I want to get it accurate. It was May 12. So this is 16. Let's go back. There you go. This is right now. So if you take a look here exactly, this was 238 days. Well, I'm on the 4-day chart, but it's actually the 240th day, right? So this right here shows me that on day 240, right? This one right there, day 240, the market dropped huge, right? That's exactly what happened. I think that this drop right here is actually equal to the drop that happened already, okay? Because if you look at the halving where we began this year, the halving was April 20th, right? April the 20th is right here. That's the 19th. So then if I go 240 days or so, shit, this is the wrong year. April 2018 is close enough. So then if you take a look at 240 days, that's literally this candle right here. That's after 240 days. So I think that this is the 240th day drop that already occurred, right? So I think that is the equivalent of what I just showed you. Just like how it made, like this one here is the same thing, right? I forgot where it was. 2021. Where the fuck was it? 2021. This drop over here. Yeah, this drop over here is the equivalent of that as well, right? That happened. So I think that the worst is behind us actually, because I'm just seeing a lot of coincidences that's pointing towards a bull market. So that's just talking about some basic things actually. But like if you look at the long-term picture, like there's no way that we're even close to finishing the bull market, right? If you take a look, it usually happens. Like it's not a coincidence that the bull market here lasted 525 days in 1 year, and then another year 546 day. It's not a fucking coincidence, right? But what I do want you guys to know is that, you know, there's not much time left. If we take the maximum 546, right? 546 minus how many days we're into the market, 259. You got 287 days left. Divide that by 3 months, maybe 9.5 months maximum, right? Like maybe 9.5 months maximum. But if you think about the months, right? The months go like this, guys, right? January, Feb, March, April, like early and early May, bullish, and then you got May, June, July, bearish, and then late July, August, Sept, October, maybe November, bullish. Like that's kind of how it's gonna go. So if you think about it, you only have like January, February, March, April, and then maybe July, August, September, October, and maybe November. So you got like maybe like honestly 7 months maybe left at all, right? That's it. Pedo volley, that's called fucking sarcasm. It's like this guy's like, I appreciate your videos, bro. 2 weeks ago when you dropped, you were talking about the bull market being. It's called fucking sarcasm and scaring dumbass noobs for fun because it's so fun. It's so fun to me to see fucking people cry over the market. As much as I love to help people, people need to help themselves. That is the truth. I'm not going to change who I am just because you don't like my posts and you can't keep up to it. I don't give a shit about that. I do this for me. And the truth is, the people that put in more work than other people, they're going to do very well. You know, you got to be one of those people. Like, if we're talking about what it takes to be a successful person, I'm going to talk to you guys about it. You know, you got to wake up early. You got to have a routine. You got to be disciplined. You have to be able to do your own research and formulate your own opinions and be able to deduce your own decisions and hold yourself accountable. You can't listen to dumbasses like me that's saying that the bull market is over when he's being sarcastic through his fucking teeth. You know, it's just a joke and I find it very funny, right? It's important for you to look at my technical analysis videos, that guy's, and then you make your own opinion. But if you're just gonna follow people very blindly, you're probably not gonna do as well as the other, you know, if there's 10 people, and you're the only guy following everybody's opinions, but the other 9 people are listening to other people's opinions, but they're formulating their own opinion, you're probably going to come in last place compared to them, right? So it's like, if you're going to get mad at some stupid YouTuber that's just joking about the bull market being over when I've got 8 figures riding on this, my portfolio is over 7 million now. Clearly, I don't want the bull market to be over, but I like to joke around sometimes because it's funny to see chaos on Twitter. I also love to read stupid comments from people, you know? So that's kind of it. Like, you guys gotta get your shit together as much as you have to, you know, be able to formulate your own opinions. You can't just like come into the market, do 30 minutes of research a day, and then expect to do better than 99% of the people out there, man. Life doesn't fucking work like that. You gotta go out there and put in the time while you're young, while you have the fucking energy, while you have the motivation, you know, while you're inspired. But the discipline is what matters the most, man. Do your own research. That's the only way to be truly successful in any endeavor that you partake in your life, man. That's how it is. So let's talk more about the market, guys. By the way, I hope you guys are taking care of your health this year, man. Like, really, you got to prioritize your health. You got to prioritize your wealth, man. You got to get fucking fit. I lost a fucking lot of weight, man. Lost 55 pounds total. Got into fucking huge shape. Like, good shape. I got a rocking 6-pack now. I fucking feel good. Let's do this, guys. So right now, if you take a look at like the total market cap, okay, the total 2 market cap, yes, I'll take a look at Ethereum as well, for sure. Right now, like the total 1 market cap, let's start off with that. It already made a new all-time high, okay? It smashed the all-time high by a lot. So the total market cap is all of the crypto market cap. The total 2 market cap is crypto minus Bitcoin. And we did not actually break that yet because, right, if you take away Bitcoin's market cap, it actually accounts for a lot. That's why Bitcoin's dominance was extremely high, right? So the total 2 market cap, which is Ethereum and Altcoin, it's kind of stuck right now. Until we break the highs over here, we're not going to be getting into altcoin seasons quite yet. Total 3 market cap is about the same thing. It double topped for now. Okay. Did I do cardio every day? Man, talking about fitness is a whole different story, man. That's like 2 hours of my life a day. You just gotta be aware of what you're eating. Gotta count your macronutrients. You gotta lift heavy weights, right? You gotta be in a caloric deficit. You gotta eat a lot of protein. You gotta combine it with cardio, stretching. Like, you know, it's the whole 9 yards, right? 5 days a week, man. That's how often I work out. 2 hours a day. I have an elliptical and the treadmill right in the middle of my living room. You know how most people, they just go to the living room and they watch a movie and they eat fucking popcorn and they eat snacks and shit? My girlfriend and I were not like that. We have an elliptical and treadmill literally in the middle of the living room. And because of that, like, you know, we make sure we prioritize our health first. Like, why do you guys wanna just sit around and do fucking nothing, right? And just watch movies all day? Fuck that, right? When you can literally be at home and like, you know, and work out and stuff like that. So anyways, so right now, like, the market cap hasn't broken up quite above it yet, right? So we gotta kind of chill, but I want you guys to know that I'm very bullish on altcoins and accumulating right now. I mean, yes, there's like a small chance that the market could crash in January, but if you can withstand that volatility, and if you can actually withstand that short-term move where your dick and your balls, it shrivels to the size of a fucking pecan, right? If you can withstand that because the market drops, you're probably going to do incredibly well at the end of the bull market, because getting shaken out is one thing, right? But I just literally presented. If you actually watch this entire video till the end, and then you understand all the data that I'm presenting to you, you would find the courage to dollar cost average. And even if I'm out of the blue wrong at a dip, I'm talking about a dip not coming. So a dip does actually come instead. And if a dip does come, but you just use that as an excuse to buy more, I believe you're going to do incredibly well. But what I do want to warn you guys is this, okay? This is very important to understand. You need to like make a fucking mental note of this, or put into your calendar or something. Okay, this is like this. If you don't remember this, you will get fucked. I promise you. Okay, so what happened in 2017 was pretty much something like this. Okay, actually, let's just go to the total market cap. I hope that it goes that far back. Yeah, it does. No, fuck me. Yeah, it does. It does. Okay. So this is important to understand that, like, around these periods, actually, no, hold on. Where is it? Where's that Bitcoin drop? So it usually happens like around May, right? So around May-ish, June, in the first year. Okay, here we go. So you see these drops, right? So between these periods, like we're talking about, it starts in May, right? It starts to capitulate in May, 31%. So between May and about July, those are really bad times. So 2017, like around May, like it's going to be random in May, sometime in May to sometime in late July, okay? or like, you know, July. Those are going to be some brutal times like you've seen in the market. This is where like the market literally died, like around here. If you take a look at Ethereum back then as well, that's where Ethereum hit the $350, and then the market pretty much just died. So this actually goes to the same thing in 2021, right? In 2021, the same thing happened around that period as well, right? It started in April though, but the real drop really happened around May, right? So it's the same thing. It's literally the same thing that occurs. But this one started around in April. So you have to be very careful. If you're longing things, like when April comes around, you better have your headlights on. Okay, you better have your microscope on, your telescope on. You got to be watching that market every single day, okay? Every single day to watch out for these dips, right? Like what am I going to do personally? I'm probably going to get out of the market like entirely, right? Entirely. In around this range, like early April to maybe sometime in May, I'll be watching it. Like this was obvious. If you guys followed me back then, you would have seen me draw this stupid ass trend line that actually held true. And I said to everybody, if this fucking trend line ends up breaking, you guys should probably get out of the market. Like this trend line where it made 3 higher lows. Whenever you see 3 higher lows like this, if it breaks and it's overextended, you probably want to get the fuck out of the market. It doesn't take a genius to see this trend line, right? So you probably would have gotten out there. So if I see patterns that are very, especially when it's like a diagonal, you know, like, oh, it's a rising bearish wedge, maybe we should get the fuck out of the market, don't you think? Because the rising bearish wedge dropped and we're an ending fifth wave diagonal. So if I see patterns like that start to form, I will exit the market entirely. If that happens by the end of April, I will be up well over $10 million. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to wait for that Bitcoin dominance to drop further. Do you guys see during this time? You see this time, right? Like actually from here on, okay, from December, like pretty much from this, like the end of December to the bottom of when the altcoin season began, during this whole, actually I just show you, okay, I just show you guys. Just watch, just watch this stupid correlation. It's fucking mind blowing how ridiculous it is. I show you guys. Okay, so watch this. Just, you guys are gonna learn something here. So you take a look here. I'll go to the weekly chart, make it easier. So if you look at 2016, okay, like right around here, okay, like it's the same place where I'm at right now, right here, okay, right around. Oh, sorry, I didn't mean to show you guys that. I meant to show you altcoin season. Okay, so altcoin season in, where is it? Right here. Okay, so right here. This is the same spot on the sides, both sides. Okay, it's the same spot right here. You guys see? So when the Bitcoin dominance drops, right? This happened like basically like around February, but it started to drop in like, you know, the winter time, like in December 2016, December 2020, December 2024. The Bitcoin dominance, it starts to drop those years. So whenever the Bitcoin dominance drops, as you can see, it drops hard in 2017. Look at the altcoin market. The altcoin market starts to begin. So that's one example, okay? In 2016, 2017, where when the Bitcoin dominance drops, the total market cap goes upwards, okay? Now here's the next one, right here. Do you guys see where this is? This is like January, the same time, right? December 2020. So that's the same time as around here, like around right there, okay? So if you take a look there, Bitcoin dominance, it starts to drop significantly. And then look at the altcoin season. Altcoin season goes up tremendously, right? So what you're gonna notice is that whenever the Bitcoin dominance, it ends up dropping. Oh, sorry guys. So you see the same things here, right? You see exactly the same thing. When Bitcoin dominance drops in December of 2020, that's where the altcoin season started to pick up tremendously. And I expect literally the exact same thing to happen again, like very, very, very soon. I think that this was just a retracement up, and now we're gonna end up dropping down further. So I don't think that Bitcoin dominance is gonna get back up there again. I don't think it's also worth it to keep a significant amount of Bitcoins anymore. So the reason why I don't want to hold a lot of Bitcoins anymore is because I believe that the ROI potential is now not as high, right? It's just not as high. If you take, man, like there's so much information I can give you guys today. Like, for example, if you take a look at the ROI halving, you know, 1 year the ROI reached 30, right? 30 ROI from the beginning of the halving to the end of the cycle. That was in 2016, 17, right? And if you take a look here in the next halving cycle, it was about 7.86. So what you're noticing is that as the years go by, the ROI for when the halving begins to the end, it's smaller. The reason for that is because as you have a higher market cap, it's literally much more difficult to increase that market cap. If Bitcoin's worth trillions or billions of dollars, you're not going to multiply that. So if 1 year was 30 ROI, and then another year was 7.86, would it be reasonable to say that Bitcoin could do an ROI of like 3 to 4? Yeah, that's pretty reasonable. So if Bitcoin started around 70K during the halving, if it finished off at a factor of 3 ROI, that's like 210K, right? So that's the reason why, if you're not following, why I'm not going to hold a lot of Bitcoin anymore. Because Bitcoin only has a chance to like double my money. That's it. Doubling it. It's not that much. Doubling my money doesn't sound as good as putting it into Ethereum and 4xing my money, or putting it into a coin like Solana that could maybe 5x, right? It doesn't, like, why? The chance is over for the Bitcoin profits. I mean, Bitcoin already did a big amount, guys. You have to remember, it started from $15,000 and it already did 600%, right? So it's not, if you got in very early, that's great. I got in at $24,500 around here. I got in around September 2023. So I got in like really early, actually, like very, very, very early. I was accumulating since these regions over here. But this is my base price, around 24,500. So I'm doing very well. I'm okay with those profits. I want to start shifting it over to altcoins where I believe that it has a much higher potential. I think that Ethereum could easily get to like $10,000 and up. Solana, $1,000, you know, like big numbers. I think Polkadot will probably get to like $50, man, like $30 to $50. I'm done with Bitcoin. I hold over 35% of my portfolio in Bitcoin and 15% in Ethereum. That's 50% in Bitcoin and Ethereum. I'm now ready to start liquidating my BTC and realizing those profits and start shifting 50% of Bitcoin and Ethereum to maybe 15%. So I'm ready to sell 35% of my Bitcoin and Ethereum positions and start shifting it to altcoins because I believe that there's going to be a much higher potential ROI. Okay, so that's kind of my plans right now, to start DCAing and getting a lot of alts and then holding it till about maybe early April, then getting the fuck out of the market until we like start to bottom out, and then we see those same symptoms like from May, June, July that we see every year during a bull market. Then I'll probably accumulate a small amount there, start to just DCA, but of course many conditions have to be right? So I'm not just going to hold everything, man, and then cash out when I believe it's a top. You know, it doesn't work like that. You got to sell some on strength. You got to realize some of your profits. You got to make sure you just don't lose all of your profits back to the market, because I'm telling you, if you keep holding to that top, if you keep fucking holding to that where you think it's a top, that one day is going to wipe out 50% of your profits, like 50, or maybe 30% of your profits, or 50%. One day will wipe you out and you're going to regret it with your fucking life. And that's why you follow me. That's not going to happen. I'm not going to let that happen to you guys. So we're going to be able to take some profits in April. That's my goal. Get back into the game sometime around the summer, before August. And then after that, like I really expect big things to happen around July, August, September, maybe October, November, around those kind of months. So that's kind of it, guys. I'm gonna leave you guys there. For the late people that joined, right? You guys can take a look at the link below. Okay, I'm gonna for the stragglers that want to join my elite tier trading group and get the best information, man. You're in good hands. Like, you're gonna join my elite group for 6 months. You're gonna get access to my 20-hour course as well. So come join me. If you guys don't like it, I'll refund you, man. I'm so confident about what I do and my abilities after 9 years that I know for a fact that I can help lead you to the promised land. So have yourselves a great day. And if you enjoy my content, just hit the like button. If you guys are not following me on Twitter for the latest content and the latest posts, make sure you guys follow me. And I'll see you guys later, and have yourselves a wonderful